Los Angeles is a place I've called home. I used to live in Koreatown. I spent many years there, and I have so many great memories. It's where I met my wife. I was introduced to my wife in Los Angeles. This is a place I hold near and dear to my heart, and watching everything unfold and watching everything happen to a place I used to call home has been really impactful on my life, and I want to do everything I possibly can to help. So, whether the information I'm about to share with you is helpful to you or maybe helpful to someone that's been impacted, please share it and please let them know that they are not alone and that there is information and services available to these next steps and the aftermath of what is taking place currently. Hello and welcome to Raw Architecture. My name is Andrew Hernandez, and today I want to discuss the situation that's happening in Los Angeles. First and foremost, I'm so sorry for the families and businesses that are impacted by this particular situation. It is unconscionable how our leadership allowed this to happen to such a severe level. I can't imagine what you guys are going through and what your families are going through and what the day to day is like, not knowing if your house burned down or knowing that in fact your house did burn down or your business did burn down. What do you do? I'm sure you're asking all of the authorities all of the questions you can, and I'm sure they have no answers for you at this time. So all you can do is focus on yourself, focus on your family, stay strong, and if you need help, don't be afraid to pick up the phone. Don't be afraid to reach out to loved ones or extended family to ask for help. Collectively, we're all here for you, and just take it one day at a time. To see what's happening to Los Angeles, a place I used to call home, is incredibly infuriating and incredibly heartbreaking. I I just I'm at a loss for words one moment, and then I'm severely pissed off in another moment. The way that things are being handled, pissed off at the events that led up to this moment, and just overall upset at how information is being disseminated, how badly everything is being ran during the crisis from moment to moment, from the day to day, and just completely watching everything still burn and burn and burn. And it seems like there's no end in sight. It's it's just so sad, and I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what to do or say. There's nothing I can say or do, um, except provide information, hopefully. All right, so I made some notes here. To the leadership, you get an F. You failed. You failed the Americans and the Californians you serve. Utter failure. The policies, water policies, environmental policies, CO2 policies, climate change policies, the accumulation of those policies led to this moment. And it's all been a facade. And all of it has been reversed in one 12-hour period. Everything you were trying to do and save and conserve has been erased in 12 hours. One 12-hour period erased all of that effort, and not to mention all of the structures and families it's destroyed and the lives that have been lost. Utter failure on every level. Preparedness. Where's the water? Why is that reservoir empty for over a year? Why? Why is it empty? Where's the National Guard after night one? Why aren't they directing traffic? Why aren't they setting up service stations to help these families that have been evacuated? Where are they? After night one, where are they? Where are the tanker trucks? Southern California is a metropolitan area from LA County down to the Mexico border. Why haven't you recruited any truckers? The literal backbone of the country. They deliver everything, they build everything. Where are the truckers? Why haven't you recruited them in? Where are the water tanker trucks? Where are the 63-foot trailers filled with barrels of water to be delivered for the firefighters? Where are they? Where's the Forest Service cutting fire break lines? Why haven't we protected these other areas in the hills? Cut off the fire 50, 100 feet from the neighborhoods. You could be cutting, chainsawing break lines, fire break lines, Forest Service. What are you doing? You don't know what you're doing. That's the answer. You don't know. Your reaction is embarrassing. Gavin, leadership is ownership. You haven't taken 1 ounce of responsibility. Every interview I've seen, you do. All you've done is deflect and blame somebody else for the situation at hand. All we're asking for as Californians and Americans is for you as the leader to say, I am in charge. This falls on me as the leader of the fifth largest economy on the planet. I don't know how this happened, but I'm going to move mountains to make it right. If you say something similar to that, something to the effect of, I understand where you're coming from, I messed up, we will back you. But you don't know how to do that. You don't have an objective thought to even place yourself in that position mentally to take that responsibility. It's embarrassing. I cannot wait till you're out of office. Unbelievable. And for the record, I never voted for this guy. Never voted for this man. We're never going to forget this. Never. You wanted to go be the president? You need California to be the president, baby. Democrat needs California to be president. You're never going to be president. You're never going to get California again. It's over. You might as well retire. It's never going to happen. Not after this. It's over. You need California to be the president as a Democrat. Never going to happen. It's over. It's over. We're never going to forget this. All right, let me take a beat for a second because I'm getting fired up. Okay, let's talk about something more constructive and more serious for a moment. To those affected by the fires and affected by this entire circumstance, the question is, how long is this going to take to recover from? Our new construction, meaning my firm and my team, our new construction from the moment we're contracted as the architect to building permit, meaning that basically the design and permitting process is anywhere from 10 to 12 months, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. But that's for new construction single family homes. Just for design and permit issuance, about 1 year. Now, construction of that single family home can take anywhere from 10 months to 22 months, depending on a lot of factors. But let's just call it a year. 1 year. So the current count right now of homes and businesses and structures that were destroyed is 12,000. 12,000. Even if it were possible to design and rebuild each of those buildings in 2 years, and I'm not saying it is, that's minimum best case scenario, it's going to take 24,000 years worth of work effort to rebuild all of these structures. Wrap your head around that for a second. 24,000 years. Christ was 2,000 years ago. Mesopotamia, what, 5,000? Egyptian pyramids, 5,000? Mammoths walking the earth, 12,000 to 15,000 years ago? 24,000 years worth of work effort is what it's going to take to rebuild all of these structures and homes. How the hell we're going to get it done, I don't know. But the aftermath of these catastrophic events, the first line is obviously the owners and property owners. They engage with people like me, architects, engineers, designers, contractors, builders, material suppliers, and obviously the governing jurisdiction that's going to review for permit. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of effort. We're going to need thousands of architects and engineers and designers, and even thousands and thousands of more builders and tradesmen to rebuild this. It's going to take decades. So back to the original question, how long is this going to take to recover from? Decades, minimum. It's going to take decades. And whatever 24,000 years of work effort looks like, minimum. It's obviously going to be more than that. But bare minimum, just for discussion purposes, 24,000 years of work effort. It's going to take decades and thousands of people's effort. And it starts with architects and engineers. So naturally, the next question is, how much will this cost to rebuild? What a question. This is the question, isn't it? How much will it cost to rebuild? Permit processing for the next few years in these areas, Palisades and other eastern parts of LA, it's going to be like nothing we've ever seen. The cities and counties are not prepared. They're absolutely not prepared. The city engineers and city reviewers, they're not prepared for what's about to happen. So I don't know. I don't know the answer to this question. The soft costs, the design fees, the permit fees, they're typically 10% to 12% up to 15% of construction cost. This is Los Angeles in 2025. Construction cost is insane. Now, who knows what it's going to be? But for discussion purposes, I would start at $1 million hard cost for a small 3 bedroom, 2 bath house, single family house, and scale up from there. I mean, Pacific Palisades, these houses were worth millions of dollars. Some of them were crazy houses, and some of them were just typical American neighborhoods worth millions of dollars because of the location. So, how all of that plays out is that remains to be seen, but I am going to just throw some numbers out there. You're going to be spending $1 million minimum just on construction costs for the smallest, simplest house, if you're lucky. And it's just going to go up from there. So there's no answer to this question. It's going to be something to behold and discussed over and over and reviewed throughout the years it's happening and years after. We will do our best to assess each individual situation, but this is going to be a monumental effort. All the permits, projects will be fighting for attention and approval at the various governing jurisdictions. And like I said, they are not prepared. So there's going to be, I'm going to have a phone permanently attached to my ear trying to get these permits pushed through and approved and these building plans approved. It's going to be a brawl to get these permits issued. The cities are not prepared. It's going to be something to be studied and behold. So we'll see. Okay, what should you do if you do not have any experience in development, design, or construction? First and foremost, you need to talk to a professional licensed architect like myself, licensed designer, or licensed engineer. And if you want, you can talk to a licensed contractor, licensed general contractor that is active in the industry, currently active, currently works. That is their business. That's their bread and butter. This is what they do. That's who you want to talk to. Do not, I repeat, do not listen to anybody else. Everyone's going to have advice for you. Everyone did a bathroom remodel once, or this guy put a shed in his backyard 2 years ago. Do not listen to those people. Pick up the phone, put an email together, and send it to a licensed, California licensed professional. They will be able to inform you of your particular situation and help you go through the process. If you need to talk to multiple, if you're getting a bad vibe from one of them, you need to go talk to somebody else. But talk to a licensed professional first and foremost. Second, people are going to be coming out of the woodworks to make offers on your land. I want you to do your homework before making any decisions. Those vultures will be around in 6 months. You can trust me on that. Review all your options. Talk to your bank. Talk to your insurance. See what programs become available from the feds and from the state of California before you do anything. Do not sell your land until you've exhausted all other options and you know that it is the right thing to do for you and your family. Don't let anybody pressure you or scare you into selling your land. Do your homework. Educate yourself. Take your time. Your land's not going anywhere. This is going to take a very long time to get into the nuts and bolts and details of. So you owe it to yourself to do your homework and not make rash decisions on what's going to be the biggest purchase of your life. Okay? Just hang tight. Take a breath. Do your homework. Third, you need to understand and accept that this is going to take time. Years, in fact, before you're able to step back into your house, step back into your home. Anyone that tells you differently is lying or doesn't know what they're talking about. This is going to take years. So, like I said at number 2, do your homework, take a breath, make sure that you are making the right decision for you and for your family. Fourth, I've kind of mentioned this a little bit. There are going to be a lot of predatory practices or so-called contractors or people going to try and scare you into giving them money, locking you into a contract. Do not give any contractor any money until you've screened them with your architect or designer. Don't give anybody any money until you've screened them with your architect or designer. Do not allow anybody to take advantage of you or your money. This is a very important time to guard yourself, guard your family, and then guard your money, guard your assets. We've all heard horror stories of owners giving contractors tens of thousands of dollars, and then boom, they skip town and disappear. and then you're just stuck. No phone call, no email, no text message, nothing. They just ghost you after they take 25K, 50K, and that was supposed to pay for your countertops or your cabinetry, and now you have to fork that out again. You don't want that. You don't want to be in that situation. So don't let anybody take advantage of you or scare you into entering into a contract without talking to your architect or designer first. So take your time with this. This is the biggest expense of your whole life. You want to do it right, and you want to do it smart. Okay, fifth, if you were lucky enough to still have fire insurance, just know that your insurance is going to fight you to the bone. They're going to fight you on everything. They're not going to want to pay for anything. So just know that going in. It's fine. Just know that going in. So the moment you get access back to your property and before you sift through the ashes, look, I know this is going to be an emotional time. When you get back to your property, I want you to focus, and I want you to not ignore those things, but I want you to focus, and I need you to document everything. You need your own records. You need your own records separate from the insurance company. And especially if you don't have insurance, you need to document everything. Okay? So you want to document everything for later use. Take photos, take video. I want you to do a voice commentary of you walking through the house, documenting, making notes, making mental notes of everything, but recording it. And when you get back to where you're staying, I want you to put a document together and folder and upload those videos and consolidate those to a file somewhere. And then I want you to do a written account of your findings of that day. It'll be very tough to do, and it'll be a very emotional time to do it. But right now is the time to do it. You want to document everything while it's fresh in your head and while you're in the moment, because later on this information become useful to you, whether it's through the federal program that may become available, California program that may become available, or through your insurance trying to fight you with something. Their documentation and your documentation are likely not going to match, because the insurance company is going to do a very piss poor job of documenting what happened, and you will need that as protection so that they are making sure that they are paying their fair share on your policy. Okay, and finally, those impacted by the fires and those that are ready to rebuild. We're here, we're available, and we are ready to start taking on those projects. Please contact me through our website, raharchitecture.com, and click the link for the contact page. Send me your information. We'll set up a consultation, and we will be able to, at the very least, point you in the right direction, give you some more information of what to expect and the steps moving forward. And then from that point, you can make a more informed decision on how you'd like to proceed. Well, thank you for watching. I know this is tough for a lot of people and a lot of people's families, and it's not lost on me that I am offering architecture services during this time. But as I mentioned, Los Angeles is very near and dear to me. I lived there. I met my wife there, and I care about that city a lot. And to see what is happening to it has really, really impacted me. And I feel that I'm better qualified and will care more to help rebuild than some random architect that's just kind of showing up. So it's not lost to me that, yes, this appears to be a grift, but I don't really care. These people need help, and the amount of work that's going to need to get done is monumental. So I'm here, I'm available. Just contact me through any way you possibly can, and we will proceed from there. Okay, stay safe, good luck, and know that you're not alone, and there is help available.